I am flying to New York tomorrow afternoon. I went and I got myself a Dunkin'. I'm gonna be dangling off the top of there on Friday.
Hi!
I found a friend! Another haul at the end of a really, really long day. Having many, many regrets. So I am flying to New York tomorrow afternoon. It's my 30th birthday trip. I am very, very excited. The hype is real. We have a very comfortably timed flight at like 2:30 p.m. So we're flying from Manchester. So we're staying overnight in a hotel in Manchester tonight. We're gonna get up early in the morning. We're gonna get gooey for breakfast, which I'm also very excited about. And then we're gonna make our way to the airport for around like 10:30, 11. So I am taking 2 books with me, but I also have 16, I think, books downloaded onto my Kindle. And I don't think I'm going to read very much. I traditionally do not read very much on flights. I choose to spend 8 hours staring at a wall instead. But I mean, it's the thought that counts, right? I'm overly optimistic, but at least I packed mainly ebooks and just 1 physical read. The ebook that I'm currently working on is one that I read. I was reading it for the majority of last week. I am 28% of the way through it, and it is Blood Solace by Bella Roth. So this one is my Patreon book club book for April and May. I am making a spoiler video for this as well, which is going to be in progress, I guess, whenever I have a thought when I'm reading it. I'm going to have to update. And while that may mean nipping into the plain bathroom to do a cheeky little vlog update, I'm trying to push myself outside of my comfort zone with this, so I'm gonna try and do it. We'll see. I might chicken out. I really might. But with me traveling so much this year, I really want to push myself outside of my comfort zone and like vlog in public and stuff, and just have some more, like, I guess, more interesting shots than I typically do and that kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. But in terms of the book, this is the 2nd book in a high fantasy romance series. It is a very politically driven plot, and it is following the bastard daughter of a king called Cassia, who absolutely hates her father, but she has maneuvered herself to follow the royal court to their summer residence because she desperately wants to meet a Hesperine. And the Hesperines are immortal creatures that are hated. Everybody says that they're monsters, but they're actually really peaceful creatures that work in tandem with nature. They are vampiric, but the way that they operate is very opposite to vampiric lore and like legend as we know it, and they're very much like creatures of peace and creatures of nature. So our other character, our love interest, is Leo, who is one of the Hesperine emissaries that has come to the human realms to renegotiate the terms of a peace treaty that was created hundreds of years ago but has lapsed. And the king kind of isn't really taking it seriously because, like I said, the Hesperines are hated, but the Hesperines are hoping that they can once again renegotiate like this peace. So I think I've already told you, but my page equivalent, because I do own this physically, but I didn't bring it. I'm just reading it on ebook. But my page equivalent is page 166. And I really did struggle to get into the first book. The first 100 and something ish pages I found to be very, very slow, because I think the thing for me is that the writing style in here is very, very formal. It's kind of like reading, I guess, a historical fiction or a historical romance, but that is also fantastical. So we have a lot of like people talking around things in like court situations, so it can be a little bit difficult for me to sink into, and I kind of hoped that I would be over that hump with this being the 2nd book in the series, but that has proved to be not the case. So like I'm finding my footing with it now. Obviously I'm like 1/3 of the way through the book nearly, so it's taken my time to get to this point, literally the entirety of last week, but I'm hoping to make a little bit of a dent in it throughout the flight tomorrow, with it being like almost 8 hours. And then in case of my iPad dying, I mean, I do have chargers, so that's probably not going to happen, but I do have a physical book on me as well. We'll see if I get started on this, but it's Iron Gold by Pierce Brown, which is a 5-star prediction for me, and I have the audiobook downloaded for that as well. So my plan for that, if I do get to it, is to like read along with the audio. I mean, we'll see how I get on, because like I said, I do also have 60 Kindle books downloaded. They're just Kindle Unlimited books as well. I have like just generally books on my Kindle, so yeah, we'll see how far I do get on with that. But aside from the reading, I'm also going to be having the time of my life, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. made it. I don't know how many hours it's been. It is around 7 p.m. here. We've literally just arrived. I put my bags down. I'm updating the vlog. I'm going to do a little bit of a room tour, but it's like midnight in the UK right now and it's like 7 p.m. ish here. Our plan is to stay awake until like 10, 11 p.m, get some sleep, and then like hit the streets tomorrow. But we're gonna go out and have like a walk around, and I think we're going to Hard Rock today because like we're not that bothered about it. I've been before. Don't love the food at Hard Rock because it's all like barbecue flavored and I don't like barbecue, but because we've had such a long flight and this is kind of just like a very short walk around day, it's just an easy place to get food and like a bit of a tourist trap, so we're gonna head there. But we are staying at the Hilton in Midtown. I think it's, I don't know if it's the biggest hotel in the city, it very possibly is, but it's got like 2,000 rooms in it. It's massive, and this room is enormous for New York. We stayed at the Roosevelt last time we were here and that was tiny, but like look at this. We have, when we stayed at the Roosevelt, the room pretty much ended like where the, I guess like where the edge of the sofa is over here, but we have this big old bed with a big strong boy on it. Yep. Who's conquered his fear of flying today.
Oh yeah, didn't even feel like I was flying.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Best flight I've ever been on.
Oh my god. And it wasn't even like a superior plane or anything, but we have an enormous TV, a sofa, which is also a sofa bed that I will not be using as a bed unless we fall out. Are we gonna fall out?
No.
Good. That was the correct answer.
What's the chance of you falling out of bed?
Actually, it is higher, there is a higher chance that I will fall out of bed and die than I will lose my sight from laser eye surgery. Just so you know. Also, massive mirror with a chair next to a window. What hotel has that combination? Absolutely none that I've ever stayed in. And I always have to put my makeup on in the dark. But here we are, the Hilton has it all. It does charge the annoying resort fee, but I mean, what can you do? That's New York City. Oh, I have not seen the bathroom yet. Look at this. This is amazing because every time we have an amazing shower in a hotel, I don't get to use it because I'm not washing my hair, but I will be washing my hair in here and I'm hyped for it. This is the toilet, the sink. I'm very happy with the room. And now I'm going to refresh myself, get a little bit changed, but not too changed, and head back out. I need to brush my hair though because I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, as my mum would say. Good morning, America. The lighting, a little bit orange because of this beautiful warm toned hotel lighting. I am sat in front of the window putting my makeup on, but I needed an assist because it's early. It is not even 7 yet, it's 6:57 and I am still on UK time, even though we stayed up until 11 p.m. US, which was like 4 in the morning UK. I woke up at like 5:30 Eastern time this morning, which is 10:30 UK, and I just couldn't sleep. Do you know, because I thought actually that my sleep cycle was tied to like the sun, which makes sense because like it starts to get daylight, you start to wake up, which is why sometimes you wake up a little earlier in summer. Apparently no, my body's just on UK time because last time I was in the US I didn't have like a regular sleep cycle. I could sleep into the afternoon if I wanted to because I was much younger, but now I kind of get up at the same time every day, so waking up at 10:30 UK would be like extremely late for me. So I woke up at 5:30 and it was one of those like I just knew that I wasn't rolling over and going back to sleep. So I spent like 45 minutes kind of rolling around. Then Curtis started waking up because he has the same problem. Ryan texted me, he was also awake because he had the same problem. So I went and I got myself a Dunkin', and now I'm getting ready to start my day. I love like Starbucks in the US, don't rate it. I actually go in off Starbucks quite a lot in general, but you cannot beat a nice latte from Dunkin'. So I got the French vanilla one. It's so good. But this is like a regular and it's like the size of my head. Today we are going to the Empire State Building. Curtis doesn't love heights. He's actually quite afraid of heights, but he wanted to like at least try one of the observation decks. So Empire State is like, I feel the main one, even though there's so many, and myself, Ryan and Emma are going to be doing all of them for sure. But Empire State I feel is the iconic one, so that's the one that he wanted to do. So we put it on the first day of our trip. So if he decides actually he doesn't mind, because I feel like being on an observation deck on like the Empire State Building, it just feels super stable. Like it doesn't feel precarious at all. But obviously that's coming. I'm scared of heights in the sense that I have a sense of self-preservation essentially, but we have that booked in for I think 11 a.m. So we're gonna go and get breakfast before that, and then if Curtis discovers that he actually doesn't mind it so much, oh, there goes my alarm. He can then join us on the rest of them. So aside from that, on the itinerary today, there isn't too much in. We have Madison Square Garden on there and also Times Square, but we went to Times Square last night. That's just because it's like kind of in the same general area. But we'll just kind of see where the day takes us. I'm not sure where we're going for breakfast. I know Ryan and Emma were mentioning like pick a bagel last night, but I don't know if that's still going ahead. But we are going to, is it Potbelly Sandwiches for lunch, which I'm pretty sure is somewhere that I went last time I was in New York, and the sandwiches were so good. Yeah, that's the plan for the day. But actually I just remembered the reason why I wanted to do this update was not to tell you what I'm doing today. It was actually because I did start Iron Gold on the flight, which is truly battered from the traveling, even though I'm only 54 pages in. But I do have to say, I had such a good time on that flight. It was a decent flight considering I don't like flying long haul because it gets quite like tedious and I get quite impatient towards the end. But I was watching Love is Blind season 4 and I also started this, and both of them got me so excited. Like, I read the prologue of this and immediately I was like 5 stars, love it. I'm not sure how I feel about it being multi-perspective though, just because I'm used to Red Rising being like singularly Darrow's perspective. But I mean, it's very, very early days. I'm listening to the audiobook as I read along, which is probably the only reason why I managed to get 50 pages read, because it kept my focus like while I was actually reading. But I didn't mention, I haven't told you guys what Red Rising is because I wasn't sure if I was actually going to start it. But it is a sci-fi series that has like a military fantasy plotline, and like I guess the purpose of the series, the overarching like goal, is kind of dystopian. So they don't even slightly match, do they? I can't have photos today with eyebrows that like truly they're not even related at this point. But anyway, Red Rising is about a guy called Darrow who is a red in a color cast system where golds are right at the top and reds are right at the bottom. So he thinks that his people are mining for this valuable substance called helium-3 that will allow everybody to like terraform the galaxy. But when his wife dies and makes herself a martyr to spare Darrow into action, he discovers that the planets have already actually been terraformed and people are just living all over the galaxy, and his people are essentially being kept in slavery. So from that moment on, Darrow decides to infiltrate the golds so that he can break them apart from the inside. Pierce Brown doesn't pull his punches. I love how kind of brutal the books are and how like nobody's safe essentially. And I also love how invested I get in because Darrow's a bit of a sad boy to be fair. He's a little bit of an emo boy, and I really like the characters and the character relationships in this series. It's just something that I can super get into, and like I'm really rooting for the characters, and I'm shocked at the plot twists. So 54 pages in, already having an amazing time with that. Audiobook, as usual, phenomenal. I don't know if I'm gonna get time to continue until I get on the flight back, because I don't feel like I'm gonna have time to just like sit down with an audiobook and my book and fully get immersed. But any reading time I do have, I imagine I'll just go back to Blood Solace by Vila Roth. But yeah, that is my update. I'm gonna go fix my eyebrows and I'll see you throughout the day.
It's so annoying that you're smart, that your casual conversation, even a short duration, can cover everything from science-based to art. It's so obnoxious that you're kind, that you always have time for family and help out everybody, as if a million things don't occupy your mind. If you could be just a little less perfect, then I could say I don't have time and it's not worth it. But how is a girl to resist you and all the little things you do? Oh, if you can get much better, don't, cause it'll get much harder. Can't blame a girl for trying to take it slow. How is a girl to resist you?
Are you kidding right now? Yeah, oh my god, where did you get this? Put it on. Oh my god, it does? You knew about this. We knew.
Just for a while, over the top that you're so cute, and that if you and David stood there, both side by side, I bet that, oh, Michelangelo would be surely carving you. If you could be just a little less perfect, then I could say I don't have time and it's not worth it. But how is a girl to resist you and all the little things you do? Oh, if you can get much better, don't, cause it'll get
engaged at the top of the Empire State Building. I mean, you've already seen the footage because I've included it, but I just felt like I needed to come in and say something. Look at this. Look, you
It's
can't.
trying to steal my face. There we
Look
go.
at that. She's a beauty. You did well. You did very well with this. And the whole thing, I was very surprised. I feel like if you anticipate anyone proposing, I feel at the top of the Empire State Building would be where you would anticipate it happening.
We didn't.
But I didn't. I really didn't. So yeah, this trip just got even more exciting. And now I'm gonna go. You're not doing any more observation dates because you're scared of heights as well, which is why it was also like so weird, because you were obviously nervous, but I thought you were just generally nervous because you were up a really tall building. So I didn't think anything of the fact that you were nervous and the fact that you were like sweaty all day. Thought it was just because of the heights. So yeah, we're gonna go up another observation deck. We're doing one Vanderbilt today, which has all of the like art installations almost aside, and
Well,
you're going record shopping.
yeah.
But first, we're gonna get Dunkin' Donuts iced lattes because oh my god, and bagels. But yeah,
There you go.
what are you doing today? Just shopping for records? Is that your plan for while we're up there?
And
Okay.
other game shops.
We're also gonna, this afternoon, we're heading down to like Soho, where I anticipate doing quite a bit of shopping because we did loads of shopping on Fifth Avenue actually. I didn't buy anything yesterday. Oh no, I did. I went to Sephora. I'll show you that later. But I went into like Abercrombie, Lululemon, didn't buy anything off Fifth Ave. So I'm hoping to have a little bit more luck today. I didn't even manage to find a book. I'm looking for Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, but with the US first edition with the dragons on the pages. And I haven't seen a single copy, like dragons or no dragons yet. So that is like kind of the main thing I'm looking for. What records are you looking for?
Green Day.
Oh, you want something Stevie Nicks?
Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks. Yeah.
Specifically with like something with Silver Springs on. Oh, the sun just came out.
Woo!
And completely changed the shop. But yeah, I really want my iced latte now, so we're gonna go get that.
I still need to recover from another lover. Would you be here for me? Never met your parents, not even your mother. But let's see where this leads. What should we do tonight? What if this breaks your little heart in mine? What should we do tonight? Let's just find out.
Oh, that building that is there. I'm gonna be dangling off the top of there on Friday, like from here. And now that I can see it, I have many regrets.
Yeah, she's what I need. I still need to recover from another lover. You're my picture perfectly. Still haven't met your parents, but we hang with your brother when he could use the company.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Find out pretty blue jeans and me running through evergreen, yeah, pretty blue jeans and me. Yeah, she's what I need.
I have been shopping. I was about to get ready for bed, which is why my eyes are bloodshot. I've just taken my contact lenses out. It is only 9:30, by the way. It's not super late or anything. But we left at just before 9 a.m. I've been up since 7 and I've literally been walking since 9. So I'm ready to get in bed. Potentially read a few pages, but I'm not promising anything. But before I did that, I remembered that I told you guys I'd let you know what I got from Sephora. And on top of that, I I've also done a little shopping today as well. So starting off with Sephora, because I did pick this up yesterday. I've been using Glow Recipe for a while and I do really like some of their stuff, but they replaced my serum. I was using the pineapple serum and they replaced it with a guava one that I really don't like, so I was looking for an alternative. And somebody in Sephora recommended the vitamin C drops from Tula Skincare. So I picked those up and I did try this morning and it feels very similar to the pineapple one, so that's already great. I did as well because I used these this morning. I repackaged them for you guys. You gotta commend my commitment. But the other thing that I picked up while I was there, because I was gonna get both my day and my night moisturizer, but while I was trying this, I decided to also try this, which is a day and night cream, also by Tula Skincare, and it like blurs your pores and it's a really good makeup primer as well. So yeah, I've tried both of those. They were good, but it's been one day, so don't know if I'd recommend at the minute, but that vitamin C serum definitely felt the same as the Glow Recipe one, which I did really like. Then I think the next thing I picked up is I went to the Strand. I have still had no luck sourcing Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I looked on Target and there is one in stock in Harlem, which I don't think I'm going to Harlem anytime soon. But my backup book, if I couldn't find the Fourth Wing, was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and I wasn't going to pick it up yet because I have until, I'm definitely going to go to the Strand and Barnes & Noble on Saturday, so I had until then to try and find Fourth Wing. And like, I know I could like order it into store or something, but I really like the chase and like the hunt of trying to find it. But then I went to the Strand and this is a signed edition, so I thought I may as well pick it up. Somebody really sold me on this the other day and I can't remember how exactly they did it, but I know that everybody loves this. Like, so many people have read this and really liked it, but it wasn't necessarily calling to me until that one person, whoever you may be, thank you, said something about this that really made me want to read it. But I believe it's about two people who are working on a video game. Two friends, often in love but never lovers, come together as creative partners in the world of video game design, where success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, duplicity, and ultimately a kind of immortality. It seems bittersweet and I love that. I hope it makes me cry. So yeah, I picked this one up because like it's looking like I'm not gonna find Fourth Wing at this point as well. And I also picked up a new tote from the Strand, and yes, you have heard me say 1,000 times, this is a pretty tote, but I don't need any more totes. I still don't. But like, come on. I do have a Strand tote as well, and it was when I got to the airport that I realized I'd left it at home. So this one, to be fair, is more my vibe. When I went to the Strand in 2014, they didn't have as much selection as they do now. There was honestly like 3 or 4 totes that I could have picked from what they had in today, and it was hard making my mind up. But from there, we went to the Glossier store, which there is a Glossier in London. It's a pretty new store, but I think it's kind of like out of the way, so I haven't actually been to it. So while we were here, I really wanted to go to the Glossier store, which, oh my god, probably the bougiest store that I've ever purchased anything from. But I did just pick up one of the balm.com lip balms. I decided to go for the coconut. I thought I was gonna go for the birthday cake, but actually smelling it, I think it's a bit too much. But this is just like the classic Glossier balm, which I've wanted for a while. But it's like nowhere stocks Glossier, like Sephora don't, or Sephora UK don't, Cult Beauty don't, Beauty Bay doesn't. So I'm never going to go onto their website just to order a balm. So it's something I wanted to pick up in store, but like I said, the London one is out of the way, so I got that. And then the last place that I went was Trader Joe's. Oh my god, I love this more than Target. Saying that though, we got some Target muffins yesterday. They were so good. And then I couldn't resist getting a Trader Joe's tote as well, which, to be fair, this was only $4. The Strand one was much more expensive than that, so I regret nothing. I did get a like smoothie that I drank, obviously, because we don't have a fridge in our hotel room, but I did, of course, because I had to. I got the everything but the bagel seasoning blend, which I'm really excited to try. I know people rave about this stuff. And I also, because I know, once again, everybody really likes their seasoning blends, I also picked up the Cuban style citrusy garlic one. And then I did get a couple of snacks. I picked these up because they sounded interesting, and it's not something like we would never have anything like this in the UK. But they are the dark chocolate almond butter filled pretzel nuggets. And my favorites, I was gonna get some, was it like pecan praline, which, wait a minute. I'm in the US, it's pecan praline, but then I found these next to them and I went with these instead. So these are chocolate coconut almonds. Like, honestly, I was losing my mind in Trader Joe's. I thought that Trader Joe's was expensive as well, but it seemed to be cheaper than Target, which I don't feel like I was expecting. Or am I just wrong? Maybe I'm just wrong. That's my haul. That's everything I bought so far. I don't think there's actually anywhere else shopping wise that's like desperately on my list. I do need to pick up a sweatshirt because the only one I've packed is the one that I'm wearing, which is really long. This one's like a comfy, cozy indoor time kind of sweatshirt, but it was cold today. Like in the sun it was really warm, but out of the sun with that wind it was very, very cold. And tomorrow is the coldest day of the trip. I think we have like highs of 16, so that's like the maximum. I do not have an outfit for that weather, and I did because I want a cropped sweatshirt. So today I went into Adidas, I went into Nike, I went into Lululemon. The only place that I didn't go is Puma, but they didn't have them. The only places that did. I've been to Abercrombie and Fitch as well. So I want the quarter zip, but this says Abercrombie and Fitch across the top, or across the front, should I say, and they didn't have that in stock either. So if tomorrow morning I could find a crop sweatshirt somewhere, that would be great. Otherwise I'm going to be very cold. But tomorrow is also Broadway day as well. So like I said, it's only 9:30. I'm going to take my makeup off, brush my teeth, which will hopefully stop me from eating everything in sight. And I'm going to maybe read for a little while and get some sleep, because as well as Broadway tomorrow, in the daytime we're doing the World One Trade Center and a couple of other bits that are like down at the bottom of the island, so it'll be like a change of scenery from where we've been so far.
Absent thought, maybe I should take you up on that ride, 'cause I'm out of my mind. And it's a little too late, there's just enough time. If I let it all out, could I swallow my pride? I should just walk home, but we're both scared of being alone. That's how we throw it on away in a small town. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now. And it's a slow burn, playing in your mind like a rerun. I've been trying to hide it, but I can't run from the way I feel when you're next to me. Quiet type said it's a bad time. I tried to call back, got your mom on the line.
Hey! Hi!
I found a friend!
We did find each other, finally,
We
after
did.
all these years.
It's been so long.
I know.
Yeah, it's nearly midnight and I'm very tired, but I thought we'd just pop in, say hey.
Spend time. You couldn't come here and not see me.
I know.
I would have tracked you down.
I know, like
somehow.
literally. But we will see each other this weekend as well, so we'll be more Madison, the ex-princess of paperback.
Throws everyone off nowadays.
I
Everyone
know.
gets so confused.
You'll always be princess of paperback to me.
I could be. Well, and then there's times where I'm like paperback princess, and it was like,
Yeah.
and then I was Mary, and then it was like,
Yeah.
that
was it paperback Mary?
Well, it was just, that was my Twitter handle.
Yeah.
That was the problem. I made my Twitter thing because nothing else worked. Mm-hmm. And that
everyone thought that you were Mary.
That was always a bad decision. That never turned out. I made one mistake. That was my biggest one.
That was the biggest mistake.
Yeah, that really branded me, but I've had fun. You had a fun day and you saw.
Yes, I've had a very fun day. Hades Town was so good as well. But I need to get some sleep because I'm going to be hanging off the edge of a skyscraper tomorrow morning, which I'm having so many regrets now. But yeah, we will be hanging out this weekend as well, which I will. And we also have another special guest this weekend that I don't think I've mentioned in this vlog yet. So stay tuned for that as well.
I know.
Yes, and I obviously do. But you guys are going to have to wait.
So we'll see.
We will.
Until later.
Bye.
Here
we go, guys. I'm about to dangle off that little bit there. So pray for me.
playing in your mind like a rerun. I've been trying to hide it, but I can't run from the way I feel when you're next to me. Quiet type said it's a bad time. I tried to call back, got your mom on the line. Is it just me? I hate how this feels to have to be fake, but the fake feels so real. should have known that you'd never call me back. And that's how you throw it all away in a small town. Everybody's talking cause they know now. Everybody's talking cause they know now. And it's a slow burn, playing in your mind like a rerun. I've been trying to hide it but I can't run from the way I feel when you're next to me.
Now you can open those arms. I want to see that face. Yes, 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 yes. Look at me. Yeah, yeah, Becca. Yeah. Are you there? You can relax.
I'm moving up north, so I don't have to see you anymore. And that's how you throw it all away in a small town. Everybody's talking cause they know now. Everybody's talking cause they know now. And it's a slow burn, playing in your mind like a rerun. I've been trying to hide it but I can't.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Hello, and welcome to another haul at the end of a really long day. We've done a lot of shopping today. We went into Brooklyn after we did the edge climb, which by the way, I really enjoyed. I wasn't as scared as I thought I was gonna be. I thought I was going to have like a debilitating kind of fear, and it wasn't debilitating. It wasn't amazing, and there was still fear there, but it wasn't debilitating like I thought it was going to be. The roughest part was actually climbing up the steps like on the outside of the building. I found that to be worse than like the actual lean out. But I was a big, brave, strong girl, and I'm real proud of myself, and I'm actually really glad that I did it. So I did buy the photos, which you will have seen on Instagram as well. I also got like a little package that allowed me to download the rest of them. But after we did that, we went into Brooklyn. We went to Grimaldi's, which is a very well-known pizza place. I can't remember because we went the last time we were in New York. I can't remember whether it's supposed to be like the best pizza in New York or like the best pizza in Brooklyn. Pretty decent pizza, can't lie. But I have to say, I'm never actually impressed by a pizza. I love pizza, but I've never had a pizza and thought this is the best pizza I've ever eaten, you know? But before we get into the things that I bought, we'll start with a couple of things that were given, because yesterday I went to see the wonderful, beautiful Madison, as you know, and she gave me a couple of books. They are romance, of course, because Madison is who she is. We have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This one, I don't know if it's fantasy or whether it's just dark, but I do know that it is a Peter Pan retelling. I've heard amazing things about this. I'm pretty sure it's in my Inner Circle Patreon jar, and it's been recommended to me countless times, and I have been meaning to get my hands on a copy for a while, but you know I'm trying to control that CBR, she says as she hauls books. But Madison also gifted me King of Wrath by Anna Huang. This one is the first book in Anna Huang's newest series. The cover of this is absolutely stunning. I think it's something to do with the red spine that I am obsessed with. But this one, all I know about it is I think it's like a forced marriage or a marriage of convenience, and it's a little bit of a like a billionaire romance, I believe. Madison said that this one is Anna Huang's best book yet, and she's also going to be at Rare this year, so I will take both of them to be signed, because I haven't read Twisted Love yet. I've only read one book this month, so like, am I going to read much before Rare? At this rate, probably not, but I'll give it a try. While we are on the topic of books, I wanted to go to the, do you know the Books and Magic sign that everybody like poses by at BookCon, which up until I was looking for it, did not know that was in Brooklyn. I thought that that was way more central, like the way that people visit it so often, but we went there. And what I also didn't know is that Books on Magic is actually a store, so I wandered in and I found my unicorn book. I've actually seen 4 copies of this today in Brooklyn. There is not a single copy on the island of Manhattan, but Brooklyn there are quite a few, and that is of course Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, which is the first edition with the dragons on the edges. Ashley, actually, because I was talking to Ashley earlier, has just finished this or is about to finish this and really enjoyed it, which gives me hope, because like when a book is so hyped, I'm always like, come on guys, like it can't be that good. Like it can't be that good that you're all giving it 5 stars. Like I do not believe the hype, but now I feel like I'm starting to believe it, but I also don't want to go in with like too high expectations, because that's obviously just setting myself up for failure. But this one, all I know is that it's a fantasy by a romance author. I'm assuming it's going to be a fantasy romance. I think it has a school trope and also dragons. It's some kind of like dragon school. Oh my god, dragon riders. Sounds pretty cool. I'm excited to read it. I definitely want to read this one soon because Fairy Loot also have an edition, and if it's the 5-star read that everybody says it is, then I'm gonna want 2 editions of it. Rebecca Yarros, also at Rare. Something I guess that's like less exciting, I opened up the Trader Joe's dark chocolate almond butter filled pretzel nuggets this morning and became obsessed with them. So when we passed to Trader Joe's today, I picked up 2 more packs to take home with me, and I also picked up a pack of the milk chocolate covered peanut butter pretzels, which are not as good. I got these to try because I like the dark chocolate ones so much, but can confirm didn't like them quite as much, although they are still nice. I do think that these dark chocolate almond butter ones are a little bit better. On my travels, I was going to avoid this place like the plague because I'm sad about it. I'm salty, but the Edge, where we did the city climb, is really close to Peloton Studios, and y'all know I've mentioned it. The one thing I wanted to do in New York was a Peloton ride, but I had really bad brain fog on the day that the classes went up because they go up like 6 weeks in advance, and I completely forgot until the morning after that the classes even dropped, so I couldn't do a Peloton ride. But while the studios were there, like I went to have a look and also see if they had an apparel store, because I've been wanting to figure out my Peloton size for a while so that if I want to order anything off the store, I can. You all know I'm a Lululemon girly, but also I'm a Peloton girl at heart in terms of like the actual workouts. So I went to the studios at the front and I was like, no, okay, like this is just where the classes happen. And then we went around the back because we kept walking past like all of these like Peloton signs. So we went around the back and it was like a shopping center, and I went in there because like it had a little shop section just to have a look, and Jess Sims just walked in, and I gotta say, it was cool that Jess Sims just kind of walked in. It was like the meet and greet after her class. I'm really glad it's Jess Sims because Jess Sims, I believe, mainly does, I think it's running and strength. So Jess is not an instructor whose classes I take. If it was Cody Rigsby or Callie Gullickson or Kendall Toole or Ali Love, I probably would have been devastated that she was there to do a meet and greet and I couldn't be part of it. But it was really cool that Jess Sims was there. But anyway, I discovered that there was actually a bigger showroom around the corner, and I did figure out my Peloton size, and I picked up a set. I actually didn't know because I just kind of went in. I was gonna get one of the like Peloton Studios New York t-shirts, not actual gym wear, but I saw this set and I really liked it, and I didn't know when I got it. It's actually sold out in the UK at the minute. It's part of the new spring collection. So I got the sports bra. There's not like a collection name or anything, it just says rib insert v-neck racerback bra, which is really pretty. I normally can't get such like, I guess, strappy things like this or like fancy nice gym wear like this in my size, so it's nice that Peloton actually do inclusive sizing. And I of course got the leggings to match, and these ones have a pale green insert down the leg. I don't think they're as comfortable as Lululemon from like first try on of them, and they are like a very similar price point. So if you're looking for leggings at the minute, I mean, I haven't worked out in them, but at the minute I feel like I'd recommend Lululemon over Peloton. But Lululemon have that buttery soft fabric and really good compression, and it's the buttery soft fabric that makes it feel like you're not wearing any clothes, which I mean is what we're going for, like ultimate comfort. I think that's everything I'd hold. Would really recommend Hadestown as well. It's coming to the UK in I think February next year. It was really cool, love the music, love watching it come to life. And the ending shocked me, which I feel like it shouldn't have done, but it did. So yeah, would recommend, would definitely also see that again. And I think I am going to try and get tickets for the UK. And also having seen the Broadway one, I'd be interested to see like what kind of changes they make. But I also really liked that the theatre, the Walter Kerr Theatre, is like super small. So all of the seating is like really good, like you get a really good view. But yeah, I had a really great 24 hours. I feel like yesterday was cramp packed and today has been busy like every other day, but like with more like I guess Tuesday and Wednesday were, where it was like a more touristy or like an observation deck to start us off, and then a more relaxed like kind of browse, walk around, shop, and like hit up a few like sightseeing kind of things along the way. So tomorrow's gonna be a little bit different actually, because I'm doing a Patreon meetup at noon at Union Square. Is that right? Union Square Park? Union Square Park. I'm gonna go to the Strand and the big Barnes and Noble and just like hang out at the park, which I mean, it's raining tomorrow, which isn't ideal, but I'm excited to see everybody. So yeah, very different activity tomorrow, I guess, although we are gonna hit up a couple of things like before noon, but I'm very excited. I feel like I'll be nervous in the morning, but right now I'm excited.
My friend nostalgia, I found you when I heard the sweet sound of the ones who I once knew so well. In a voice memo from years ago, we were laughing about some nonsense. Oh, how I miss those friends. Circumstances made it so that I'll never see their faces, except for on the internet, where I'll never really know what's going on behind that smile. I mean, I guess I could check in once in a while.
So I'm just heading back from my Patreon meetup, which was really cool. I know I didn't vlog very much, but it just felt like we were talking a lot, and like I didn't really, I'm awkward. Like I'm walking through the street and I'm vlogging and that's fine, but I feel like I'm really awkward vlogging around other people. But I had a really good time. It was so much fun. So I'm gonna go back to the hotel, meet up with Curtis, and I think we're meeting up with Madison a little bit later to just hang out. So I'll probably hop in a little bit later or at some point in the future, I guess. I did also pick up 2 books while I was out. I was almost good. I was very almost good, but like how can I go and meet up with bookish people and not come back with books? But although you may be surprised by what I picked up, the first one was the one that I actually picked for myself, was Speak by Tunde, who is one of the Peloton instructors. It's a non-fiction. It's like a motivational kind of non-fiction read, which you all know isn't my usual, but we all know that Peloton is a cult and I am a willing member. It's signed as well, which I thought was pretty cool. And then the other one I can actually tell you nothing about, because it is The Vanished Birds by Simon Jimenez, which Aaron decided that I had to have, and she made somebody who worked at Barnes & Noble go all the way up to the 4th floor to get it from the bottom. So then I felt like I had to buy it. It's a sci-fi, I think. That's all I can tell you. I don't even know for sure that it is a sci-fi, but apparently Aaron said that I'm going to give it 5 stars. So if I don't, we have it here. She said I would give it 5 stars. So we may have to call back to this video when she's ultimately wrong. But we're going to go to Grand Central Station now, Bath and Body Works, and then get some food. I think Korean fried chicken, and I think I'm going to go hang out with Madison, which I am waiting for confirmation on that, but I think, oh wait, it's here. It's here. Yep, that is the plan. So that's what I'm doing this fine Saturday evening.
Get to see them, but clearly they don't need to know. Still on my phone, I look back at the picture.
Baby. Hello.
Will we ever meet again on this side of heaven? Best friends are growing up, and there's no time for us to pretend we'd stay.
Well, this is a little moment as I try and pack my case at 11:24 at night, because Top of the Rock, we got there at 9:20. They said we couldn't go up until 5 to 10, By the time we got up there with the ridiculous system they have in place, it was like 10 past 10, 10:15, and it was like so busy up there. But I finally got back to the hotel 25 past 11. Hoping I can pack my case before midnight because we fly tomorrow and I don't want to do it tomorrow. But I'm having many regrets because I have to get all of these into my case. I don't think I'm going to be over the limit on weight. Although I did pick up 2 Bath & Body Works candles yesterday. One as a gift, one for me. They were $14.95 as well. In the UK they're £25 and we don't have as much range, even though the ones I picked up were Black Cherry Merlot, which you can get hold of in the UK. Why did I buy so many books? I wasn't going to buy any books yesterday as well. I'm blaming Aaron for these. Oh, and to be fair, actually this one will be going back in my hand luggage with me, but yeah, wish me luck because this is what I am currently trying to tackle.
Wide awake in an empty room, all alone with the thought of you. Thought I'd miss you more than I do, but I kinda like it. Should I try and hide it? Got drunk and I told you I loved you. On a night when we stayed out too late. Did I really love you? 'Cause I'm starting now to wonder. But even though I get back at things from time to time, you walk.
So I'm back from New York, which I feel is very obvious. I came back to these amazing balloons from Ashley, which was honestly just such a nice gesture. She put them in the kitchen and I came in here and just sat down immediately, and it took me ages to get through to like that part of the house. But when I saw them, honestly, like it kind of made my day, to be fair. It was a very long day because actually 2 days have kind of passed. But for me, it feels like one because the flight that we got on in New York was at 7 p.m, which is midnight UK. We landed at 6:30 UK, so I hadn't slept from like 7 a.m. in New York, which is like midday UK time on Monday, up until last night. Like I'd had 2 hours of very broken sleep on the plane. Are you okay, baby? I'm not sure what's going on with Brie as well, but she's been very whiny yesterday and today, which started before we got back because Ashley commented on it. So yeah, I've got a very whiny puppy. But yesterday was pretty much a write-off just because of how tired I was. We had a 4-hour wait because our flight landed early. We had a 4-hour wait before the train that I booked, and we couldn't rearrange the train without it costing like £100. So we were sat in Manchester for a while waiting for the train back, and then we had to like go to the supermarket because we had absolutely no food in because we'd been away for a week, and Ashley had obviously just bought things for her that she'd used over the period. And then I slept for 13 hours. So yesterday was very much a write-off, but I'm kind of setting up to get back at it now. I had an amazing trip, which I feel was obvious. I came back engaged, which is wild. I'm not wearing my ring today because I'm not, this is the t-shirt that I slept in, keeping it real. And I'm very much having like an adjustment day to get back to reality a little bit. But yeah, my trip was amazing. We ate a lot of bagels and ate a lot of pastry. My favorite bagel place of all of the ones we tried, I think, is Zucker's, followed by Pick a Bagel. If any of you guys are heading to New York in the near future, I would definitely recommend checking those out. I did some amazing things. The edge climb, still can't believe that I did that. Ate a lot of amazing food, which I feel like I need to do a full body detox now because in the US, you guys put so much like sugar and additives, or so much more sugar and additives in your food than we do. I feel like I need to detox from that a little bit, but I'm gonna take it easy for the rest of this week and kind of just readjust to normal life. But I have actually managed to finish a book, which I know I've been dipping in and out of 3 in this vlog, but in the airport I did start Speak by Tunde, I think you pronounce her last name Oyeneyin, but this one is the non-fiction that I picked up at Barnes & Noble because Tunde is a Peloton instructor, and I thought that this would just be a little bit easier for me to pick up. Like the queue for security to go through TSA in JFK was kind of long. I had this in my bag kind of just in case because I knew it would be an easier read. I did have the audiobook as well, which was available on Scribd, that I listened to a little bit when I was trying to sleep on the plane. Like, as I just needed something to listen to be able to sleep kind of like in that environment. So I listened to like 2 chapters that way, and I proceeded to read this like through the plane journey, the train on the way back, and I finished up the last few pages this morning. I don't know how to rate this because this is non-fiction, and that's not something that I read a lot of or I'm comfortable kind of reviewing. The only other non-fiction I think I've ever read on my channel are the books by Caitlin Doherty, who is the YouTuber Ask a Mortician, and they're about like death culture and like tales from her working as a mortician and that kind of thing. I very much only read non-fiction where I'm interested in the specific industry. I'm not like a regular non-fiction reader. So this one in particular, the front of it says find your voice, trust your gut, and get from where you are to where you want to be. So it feels like it's kind of like a self-help book, and I guess it kind of is, but like I said, like I'm totally not versed in this field. To me, it's kind of like a memoir. I didn't take a whole ton away from it in terms of like how to improve my own life, but essentially it's about how Tunde has got to the position that she's in now through the specific outlook that she has on life, and she uses the acronym SPEAK, which stands for success, power, empathy, authenticity, and knowledge. Each of the chapters in the book is broken down into one of those. So like chapter 3 is power, and it is tales from her life or like experiences that she's lived through, what they have taught her, how they have shaped her outlook on life, and how that has built her into the person that she is today. So it's very autobiographical, and I feel like I did enjoy this. Like I did find it interesting to follow her life and kind of find it, because she started out in like the makeup industry. She also had like a crazy weight loss journey that I didn't know about, and something that I do definitely appreciate about Peloton as a platform, which is why I am kind of interested in the instructor as real people, is that they come from very, very different backgrounds. Like Tunde came from a like not poor family, but a family that wasn't very affluent, and she went into like the makeup industry, which then ended up leading her into like the fitness industry. And I did find all of that to be very interesting. I did cry throughout points in this book. I did write down a list of triggers in here, because it does go into detail about like aspects of her life that weren't like very enjoyable to read about, like the hard things that she's gone through in her life. We have racism in here for sure. Tunde is a dark-skinned black woman that grew up in Texas, and she does talk about that. There is weight loss, death of a family member, police brutality, and a lot about body image and also like self-worth. So she talks about how she hasn't always been confident and how she's kind of had to grow into that confidence, because obviously when you see people like fitness instructors, they seem to be the most confident, beautiful people on the planet, and that like isn't the reality when it comes down to it. So if I had to rate this, I don't know if I am giving this a rating, because I don't know how to rate non-fiction, because I feel like it's all about your connection to the text and like what you take away from it that is that adds the value and the rating. So I feel like it feels like a 3, even though I did definitely have that emotional connection to it, and I did cry at multiple points throughout this because of her talking about like the grief that she experienced when like family members died. So I feel like I'm gonna end up giving it like a 4-star. Overall, I don't think I took anything overwhelming from this. I do completely acknowledge that the main reason why this book has been written, has been published, is because Peloton is a huge money maker, and their instructors are now pretty much celebrities, so they can sell books. So it's not that the book in itself is revolutionary, it's just that Tunde is a Peloton instructor. But I am very much hooked onto the Peloton ethos. I received an email this morning actually where they're doubling the price of the app membership, which I knew was coming because I'd seen it in like their kind of business plan, because they were losing a lot of money last year, to introduce banding into the Peloton app. So now if you want more than three equipment workouts per month, so like the cycling, the rowing, or the running, you have to pay double the price. So it's going from £12.99 a month to £24.99 a month, which is very upsetting to me, because I know that I'm going to pay it because of how much value Peloton adds to my life. I truly love it as a platform, and it is just so sad that it is obviously a massive money maker. Like if you buy the actual Peloton bike, your membership increases again to like £40 a month, which is more than a gym membership. And there is the benefit of that in that if multiple people in your household use Peloton, then you only need to pay that one subscription price. But that doesn't affect me at all, because I'm the only person in this household that uses Peloton, so I don't benefit from that. It's sad, and it's even more sad that I am going to end up paying it. It's disheartening to see companies do things like this, especially like Peloton doesn't hide the fact that they are in it to make big bucks, because a double price increase it's taking the piss, but I know that I'm gonna pay it because it truly does add so much value to my life, and I would be heartbroken if I didn't have it. That's how like into it I am as like a fitness platform, and it's added so much value to my life and my attitude to my health and looking after myself and being enthusiastic about working out. But yeah, like I said, it is sad, but that's a side note. Just before I close out this vlog, I would like to take a moment just to remind you guys that there is going to be a group trip to Rome and Florence that is happening this September that you guys can join me on. I'm going to be making a vlog that is similar in style to this one for that trip, and if that is something that you would like to check out, if you're interested in coming to Rome with me, going to Florence, doing a Tuscan farm tour, a pasta cooking class, visiting the Colosseum, and a bunch more things, the link is always in my description box. I completely understand that that is not something that everybody can take me up on. It's very much a niche kind of thing, but if that is something that you are potentially interested in, then I would recommend that you go check that out. Link is always in my description box. And if you if Rome isn't for you, keep your eyes peeled because something else, another opportunity may be on the horizon. But next week's vlog is just going to be a standard weekly reading vlog as I try to catch up on some of the books that I should have been reading in May, because I shit you not, I finished 2 books this month, including this one, that add up to a total of around 500 and something pages, which I anticipated me kind of going in that direction, to be honest, but I got a lot of books that I need to read, so I'm hoping to make some progress with that next week, especially as I've taken so much time, I feel, away from reading. I feel like I'm definitely feeling right now more enthusiastic to get through some books, and I want to carry that energy through next week. I also have my Patreon Inner Circle and Cardray 24-hour readathon that's going to be in that vlog, so hopefully, fingers crossed, plenty of time dedicated to reading the damn books. But that is it for this week's vlog. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you've made it this far, I do feel like it's going to be a long one. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go when nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.